Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon where you live around the world. This is going to be relatively a quick one because I want another cup of tea. But I have been going over the photos that I've accrued over the years, and every time I look at the type of dome that I like, every single one of them, bar virtually none, they all have deeper timbers for the struts. And I'm going, what's that about? The occasional one that will have just the, let's just say it's 100 mil deep, 100 by 50, say 6 by 2, or for you American people, 2 by 6. The look didn't look quite as good. The quality or the aesthetic didn't look quite as good. Functional, good dome, yep, all of those, but just saying. To me, the 6-inch or the 150mm look a little bit more chunky, actually, not as refined. But just about every one was of that size, and I'm starting to think, because I'm not an engineer, is there actually an underlying reason for that? And I'm thinking about the timber deflection under load. Anyway, let's put that aside for a moment. If that's the case, oh, look at this. I've got a model made up of 150 deep by 50mm wide or thick timbers. Quite easy to do, straightforward. We've also shown at this stage the tabbed plates dropped, so one's on top, one's dropped down to the underside. So that's, like pretty much standard for what we've been doing. And even on that, on the hub issue, the deeper you go, the more the steel tubular hub becomes attractive for different reasons, which I'll leave alone for another video. But that's a thought to store away. But yeah, I was just looking at these and the photos, and I'm thinking, yeah, why have they gone deeper? Okay, let's do the model. Now, what I have as one of my subjective, though it be, criteria for this is to have this point here 1.8 metres off the ground. That's to allow Chris or Jeff or anyone of that height, 1.8 metres, to approach this bit at this area here reasonably comfortably. You're not going to do it, this is not, the walk line of people won't be towards this part of the dome, obviously, because quickly it becomes, not a viable walk line to take. So I deemed that if we wanted to have the maximum area, the walk line would have to be between these 2 points. These 2 points wants to be 1.8 metres up off the ground. Subjective, but it's reasoned. The issue is that as you make the struts deeper, you lower this point here. So even though that extra 50mm doesn't sound a lot, and it's not, the issue is I still want to retain that measurement. So I need to lift the dome up a little bit. And I deemed, in this case, let's lift it up an additional 100mm higher than what I had done with these other domes, or would do with these other domes. At the moment, they're still sitting on the ground. But in the future, there would be an additional bit of framing that would elevate the dome, the whole dome, up, in the case of the 100 by 50, up 300mm. That affords some protection to the dome itself from mechanical, knocking, like with a lawnmower or weed eater or some such. It may not be an issue, but it could still be. Anyway, we've deemed it wise to at least lift it up. That affords that 1.8 metres. We can achieve that by the way we draw it, which I'll make in another video. As I said, a cup of tea's calling me, so I want to keep this brief. But we can redraw the entire dome with a slightly different approach, in our basic formation. Why I'd want to do that when I can get the same effective outcome just by lifting the dome, I don't know, but it is a very viable option. The aesthetics of having the dome lifted up, yeah, well, not as I think a lot of people would actually prefer this point of the dome being on the ground. In that case, there is an alternative, and that's to leave everything else the same. I suggest that's probably wise, but you could reshape this leg instead of being, I'm just going to, in fact, I'll hide the struts, I'll hide the hubs like at the moment and bring in the honeycomb. Instead of the get rid of the hubs. Instead of the triangle being like this that creates the leg, I could easily and quickly do that. It's not going to change the look of the dome very much, and it's a very, very easy solution. So it's up to you. Would I do that? Possibly. Am I going to do that? Unlikely. I'd probably just stay here and lift it up 400 millimeters and put the framing in, because the framing is part of the enclosing process for the four sides of the dome. Yada yada. It would make your own rationale up and go with it. This, quite viable. If you are happy with the 300, all you do is you would come down here vertically 100, put that line in, and then your triangle would be made up there. So it seems, just fudging the measurement, whatever you want, to make that work for you. The higher you go, and I've seen domes that have been lifted up on pedestals, on piers, quite a bit. I'm talking probably between half a metre to a metre high, and it looks odd, but it does serve the function of giving more headroom and space inside the dome. Yeah, okay. You could do that. Would I? Don't know. The other option is, there's another hub up there. The other, let's just get rid of that, bring in the struts again. The other option is you could scale it. Oops, I didn't get all the hubs. Let's try that, shall we? I could scale it, and I can just lift it up a little bit, and of course you can see the height here stretching, and this point stays on the ground should you want it on the ground. So you could achieve your end goal, and it wouldn't distort the dome a great deal. A bit, yes, but it's subjective, very, very much so. So let's just undo that. Undo a couple of other things. Right, so we're back there. Let's get rid of the honeycomb again and put the struts back in. So all of these things are possible. At the drawing point, instead of 4.5 metre radius for the dome itself, it's not the radius of that. Anyway, the radial measurement at the moment is 4.5 metres. If you have watched any of the other videos, you'll understand that. If not, I'll cover that in a future video. But the point where I'm indicating here with my cursor, up to the point here, is 4.5 metres. And that was part of the way that we used to draw the dome. The grid stays exactly the same. It doesn't change at all. But instead of 4.5, I could possibly make that 4.7 or 4.8 metres, and it effectively does what I said before, stretches the dome. Would I do that? No. I want to keep the dome in this configuration for the foreseeable future, but it wouldn't stress me out to have the dome drawn a little bit more stretched out so you could accommodate it. So it all depends what you want. Legs sitting on the ground, but want to retain it, well, just stretch the dome up a little bit or redraw it, no problem. If you're going to be doing the drawings, which you probably would be doing if you're creating your own dome, of course all the measurements and angles that I've created so far will be different. You'll do whatever you think you want for your dome, and your drawings would reflect those angles and measurements, etc. So again, this is descriptive of a dome that you might want to look at building, not prescriptive. I've said that right from the get-go for several good reasons. So yeah, we've got this structure now in heavier, or deeper at least, timbers. So, interesting. And there's lots of variables that may, in your criteria, building requirements, may come into play. Laminating timbers together, I would suggest, might be an idea. The thought there would be to use 25mm thick timber, 150 deep on either side, with a 100mm spacer. So that makes it effectively a how would you say, a 3-inch member this way. The downside is the tabs can't be used. Tabbed plate can't be used because now you're trying to join onto laminated that you're going to build yourself timber. If it's laminated timber, LVLs, or engineered timber, well, that's, you can do what you want. The strut with the tubular hub and the tendons, etc., then become more viable again in that particular scenario, the one where you laminate it up. Now, why would you want to do the laminating up? It's a big process for all this. Well, it might be more economical to get inch timber, or 25mm timber, and laminate it up. Those grooves may allow you to run electrical, lighting, strip LEDs. It could be just something that you want to do. I've kind of seen it before in a couple of domes, so it's possible. Would I do it? Hell no. Is it a thought? Yeah, for a very brief time. Solid timber, a little bit better. Ideally, LVLs would be what you'd go for, but you'd have to be very confident in your design because the cost of it goes up as well. 150mm timber, it's really readily available anywhere around the world, basically. Well, thereabouts, that timber. Dressed timber, yeah. But in my view, the bigger you go in this, in the section sizes here, doesn't make the tabbed plate less viable. It makes the tubular steel hub more viable. Which one would I go with in this scenario? Probably still the tabbed plate. But if I went bigger and bigger and bigger, the tabbed plate for a home workshop becomes probably less, may have other issues, whereas the tubular steel hub has no additional issues added to it. It's exactly the same process. It's just anyway. That cup of tea's calling. So that's what we're thinking of at the moment. There has been a major change in the last 48 hours for me. The property I've lived in for 65 years, I may have to sell, and I may have to move into a smaller property. Not tiny, but but a lot smaller. Therefore, making this dome in an area on my property, which is a good size, that was going to be an easy thing to do. Where I'm moving to, it's a good thing. It could, like I'm viewing this as an opportune. Well, it's an opportunity that I wouldn't like to get wrong. So it's possible. I get a bigger workshop. Well, I think I do. But yeah, so there's a lot of positives with it. But I've lived here for 65 years. I was expecting to live here for another 20, 25. Powers that be willing. But things have changed. So the creation of the dome and building it on my property currently was quite viable. But where I'm moving, it still will get built, but it might not be a permanent thing. Just saying. So, yeah. Things in life are not always going to stay the same, are they? So, interesting times ahead. Some a bit in turmoil, but I'll still be doing these models, and this will, if any change happens, it will happen within the next 6 months. So, yeah. Middle of the year now, almost literally the middle of the year. 6 months gone, and the next 6 months, very interesting times. But we'll still be working on this as if I am going to be building it, which I probably will. But as I said, just might not be a permanent structure. Who knows? We'll see. Interesting times. Okay, cup of tea time. I'll wander off. Food for thought. Deeper timbers. Hubs. that's what I'll be probably looking at a little bit, just for my own curiosity's sake. But I've already done it. Be fair, I just have to redo it in this particular situation. So yeah, there's all of that. Righty-ho, I'm going to wander off, and I will see you in that next video. Okay, I'll see you later now. Bye.